On April the 23rd, 2024, Square Enix changed their payment processing company, which also made some payment options no longer available for any of their services. This included things like JCB, Carte Blue, and SEPA cards and accounts. There was also a major change to how the card payments are checked internally, so that your Square Enix address will now have to have a direct match with your card's billing address. The problem is that currently, at the time of this video, since April the 23rd and it's now May the 1st, 2024, there has been no way to change your country in the Square Enix account information section, meaning many who created an account many years ago before the system even had their country listed are now no longer matched to their billing address and card and are so declined. This means many people who normally have no issue paying monthly for their subscription with their hard-earned money can no longer do so at all without any real way to fix this. This also affects any paid service on the Square Enix sites, including MOG station payments, names, name changes, transfers, anything like that, and including obviously the cash shop as well. At the moment, Square Enix have not released any official statement anywhere. The lodestone has stayed barren from this, and many people are waiting with anticipation, with bated breath, hoping that they can play their game again, as their subscriptions may have already ran out. Considering we're just a little bit before dawntrail now, you can see why this is getting people rightfully heated, confused, and in many cases quite depressed. So what can you do about it? What is there that we can do? Now, that's not apparently without its workarounds, and some of these might work for you and some of them are probably not going to work for you. Some users did report on various places, be it the official forums and Reddit, that some of this might work, so your mileage may vary. Some of these include, if you get the address as invalid error message, making sure to not use commas in the address field, and don't add your city's name. Also, using different browsers such as Microsoft Edge was a fix for another user, which seems to be a very specific option there. I don't really understand that personally, how that would change anything, but that's an option. If you have error 601 or other issues when you're trying to actually pay with your card, Visa debit appears to be the issue with a lot of these transaction errors. That's not to say you're not getting these errors with other cards, but Visa debit seems to be the main cause, which, whilst ridiculous, in my opinion, considering I thought it was the #1 payment method in the world, which I myself also use, is to actually use game time cards. These can be somewhat irritating to get your hands on, and you'll probably be paying through the nose on an external retailer such as Newegg or Amazon. But of course, you could also access the game if you really want to in the short term with these game time cards. It's not a perfect solution, but that is a solution that some people have resorted to just so they can continue having a house, for example. Some people obviously want to maintain the things they've gained in the game and don't want to miss out on a month of payment and lose what they've got. For obvious reasons. Obviously, some people have reported success when they've used their debit card to buy Krista directly with a thing called Amazon Pay or directly through PayPal. A lot of people have said that's the way they're having to do it now. They actually add the Krista with Amazon Pay or PayPal through the Krista part of the Square Enix management website itself as one of the options. So it looks like that's a workaround that a lot of people seem to be going towards, but it doesn't fix the direct issue of why can't we just use, our Visa cards directly anymore. Very confusing. Some even reported success when they removed their debit card completely from their registered list of payment options, and also re-adding that back. Apparently that fixed the issue for some people, whatever that might have done. So yeah, one of the big things then that's causing all of these issues is simply the way that they've not basically made it so that you can edit your, where you come from. It's a bit of an antiquated website in my personal opinion, and I certainly think the management system needs to be updated. We've said this about a lot of Square Enix's websites before. They've seen that with the store updates and things like that. Hopefully the next thing that gets updated would be the management website. I think it certainly needs a fresh coat of paint. And a lot of people, the big thing when you ask them, are they going to play Final Fantasy XIV? Some people are still turned off, not by the content of the game or whether they can play single player or with friends or not, as they've touted before, but also just simply because of how intimidating it is to actually set up and, you know, pay for the game and actually play it. It reminds me very heavily of the obviously comparisons with Play Online with Final Fantasy XI. Now, Play Online was just, I mean, it's unfair to compare the two. Play Online was a nightmare, but it could very easily be the same situation, and that's why we need a change sooner rather than later. Simple things like changing your country and your registered address should be more straightforward than this. But yeah, the best advice anyone can give, myself included, aside from trying a few of the things that I've mentioned here from the internet that people were doing to fix this, or at least in the short term, obviously long-term solution would be to have a result from Square Enix, but for now you can contact them directly. I've linked in the description the North American Square Enix support website. Definitely fill in a ticket if you haven't already and see what they say. The support center will require you to actually log in to your account, so make sure you have all of that access set up prior to that. And best of luck, honestly. Timing with Dawntrail aside, it's really important to have these issues fixed as soon as possible. You know, these changes being more than just removing some payment methods and now affecting your ability to pay for anything just because, you know, as we have seen in some cases, countries simply not existing on a list. So people put, you know, the nearest best thing when they create their account, and now they're being punished, you know, upwards of some people 10 years later. It's just, it's awful, isn't it? And I hope if you are affected by this, you get closure soon, and I hope we get some direct responses, and obviously a lodestone update would be lovely from Square Enix. And as soon as we do get more information, I'll do a follow-up. But for as much as it sucks now, I have good faith that this is something that should be easily fixed, and I highly recommend you go through the support system. They might be able to help change that address details to match your card if you give them enough information. I would imagine they're inundated with requests and information like this, but if anyone can actually do anything with this, it should be the support staff themselves. But yeah, I really hope to see you all back in the game soon. It kind of sucks that this is an issue. Hopefully this is an issue that just dies out and disappears and we forget about it, because we want to enjoy Dawntrail together as a large community, and it just sucks, honestly. But, you know, bearer of bad news, hopefully we have some good news next time. Much love, and hopefully I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.